Hey you. Yes, you scrolling through YouTube, half distracted, maybe eating chips or pretending to study. Let's get real for a second. History is supposed to be old, right? Black and white pictures, dusty books, maybe a guy in a powdered wig signing some document. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the most insane, head-spinning, and almost unbelievable events in history didn't happen hundreds of years ago. They happened while you were alive, or right before you were born. And most people have no idea. So, lean in. Because today, we're diving into 20 mind-bending facts from recent history that will change the way you see the world. Some are hilarious, some are shocking, and a few might just leave you questioning everything. And remember, comment the one that blows your mind the most, because I promise, there's at least one in here you've never heard before. Let's start with a twist. Did you know that in 1977, scientists literally broadcast Earth's location into outer space? They sent what's called the WOW signal message, a coded invitation basically saying, "Hey, alien friends, here's our address. Please don't vaporize us." It's like putting your home address on the internet with a note. Snacks in the fridge. And here's the kicker. We still don't know if anyone replied. Or worse, if they're on their way. Now, let's jump forward. Remember when your teacher said the Cold War ended peacefully? That's technically true. But in 1995, Russia almost launched nuclear weapons by mistake. Their radar system thought a Norwegian research rocket was an incoming US missile. The nuclear briefcase was opened, the president was alerted, and the world was literally minutes from a nuclear war over a weather experiment. Imagine explaining that to future generations. Yeah, humanity ended because of a science project. Here's one that feels like satire but isn't. In the year 2000, a software glitch, known as Y2K, had governments terrified planes would fall out of the sky, banks would delete all money, and microwaves would start world domination. Spoiler, nothing happened. Well, except billions of dollars were spent fixing code, and a bunch of IT guys became the unsung heroes of civilization. Honestly, they deserve statues. And speaking of statues, did you know that until 1992, the official Olympic Games included painting competitions? Yes, fine art was considered a legitimate Olympic event. Imagine training your whole life, perfecting brush strokes, and standing next to someone who can pole vault over a bus. Oh, you broke a world record? That's cool. I painted a bowl of fruit. Let's get uncomfortable for a moment. In 2003, the United States accidentally shipped live anthrax samples, yes, live anthrax, to labs around the world for years without realizing it. They only caught on in 2015. Think about that. The stuff used in biowarfare was being FedExed like Amazon packages. Somewhere in a parallel universe, that mistake went horribly, horribly wrong. Now here's something wild. The first website in history, built in 1991, is still online. You can visit it today. And guess what? It's so plain. It makes your middle school PowerPoint look like a Hollywood movie trailer. But here's the twist. The creator, Tim Berners-Lee, gave it away for free. No patents, no billionaire plans, no to Web3 NFTs. He just said, "Here, humanity, do what you want." And now, here we are. Watching cat videos at 2 a.m.? Want a fact that will make you laugh nervously? In 1986, a nuclear plant in Ukraine, Chernobyl, exploded. And to this day, the site is still one of the most radioactive places on Earth. But here's the bizarre part. Nature reclaimed it. Wolves, deer, and even bears now live in the exclusion zone, thriving without humans. Basically, the lesson is, Earth doesn't need us, but we definitely need Earth. Okay, buckle up. Did you know the world's most expensive typo cost $250 million? In 1962, NASA lost the Mariner 1 spacecraft because of one missing hyphen in the code. That's right, a single punctuation mark caused a rocket to explode. Somewhere, an English teacher is smirking. Here's one that feels like science fiction. In 2012, scientists created meat in a lab for the first time. A burger, grown without a cow. It cost $325,000 to make. Imagine ordering that at McDonald's. Yeah, can I get the lab-grown deluxe? Hold the mortgage? Today, that same burger costs about $10. And soon, it might just save the planet. And speaking of food, did you know bananas we eat today aren't the bananas people ate 100 years ago? The old kind, called the Gros Michel, went extinct due to a fungus. They say it tasted way better, sweeter, richer. So yes, we are literally living in the banana multiverse, stuck with the backup plan. But let's shift gears to something more personal. In 2007, Apple released the iPhone. Seems recent, right? But here's the twist. Before that, smartphones weren't really a thing. People used Blackberries, flip phones, even payphones. And within just a few years, the iPhone rewired how humans communicate, work, date, and think. Which means you're basically watching this video because Steve Jobs woke up one morning and said, "What if my music player could also ruin everyone's attention span?" All right, time for one that feels like an action movie. In 1971, a man calling himself D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane, demanded $200,000, parachuted out mid-flight, and was never found. No body, no money, no nothing. To this day, it's the only unsolved airplane hijacking in US history. Somewhere out there, an old man might still be sipping margaritas, laughing at the FBI. Want a funny one? In 2006, a whale exploded in the middle of a Taiwanese street. Yes, you heard me correctly. A beached whale was being transported. It built up too much gas and boom! A whale guts confetti cannon. It's horrifying. It's gross. And yet, I can't stop picturing someone walking by with their morning coffee like, Mondays, am I right? And speaking of things going boom, in 1967, Sweden switched from driving on the left side of the road to the right overnight. Imagine waking up, driving to work, and suddenly, every single person has to relearn traffic. Shockingly, accidents dropped that day. Humans, it turns out, drive safer when terrified. Now let's tackle something more recent. In 2019, scientists took the first ever picture of a black hole. And no, it didn't look like a sci-fi movie. It looked like a blurry orange donut. But here's the twist. That picture confirmed Einstein's theories from over 100 years ago. The guy who couldn't remember his house keys literally imagined the universe better than supercomputers. Here's another wild twist. Until 1992, it was legal in Ireland to marry someone who had been dead. Yep, posthumous marriage. It's like saying, "Till death do us part," or not. And if you thought your job was stressful, consider this. In 2007, Australia lost an entire prime minister. He went for a swim at the beach and just never came back. Disappeared. A whole leader. Vanished. It's a mystery that still rattles Australians today. Here's one that feels too recent to already be history. In 2016, for the first time in human existence, a passenger jet flew completely powered by solar energy. No fuel, no emissions, just sunlight. The plane, called Solar Impulse 2, circled the entire globe. And while it didn't carry passengers like a 747, it proved something huge. The sky doesn't actually belong to oil, it belongs to imagination. Now, let's talk about something strange that most people missed. In 2021, archaeologists in Mexico uncovered a tunnel that had been hidden under the ancient city of Teotihuacan for almost 2,000 years. Inside, they found pools of liquid mercury, like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Historians still don't know exactly why it was there, but some believe it symbolized an underworld river, which means ancient civilizations might have had a flair for dramatic world building long before Marvel movies. And finally, this one's more personal. In 2018, NASA sent a spacecraft named Parker Solar Probe closer to the sun than any object in history. It actually touched the sun's atmosphere. Just think about that. While you and I complain about a hot summer day, there's a tiny machine out there right now, skimming the edge of a fireball big enough to swallow Earth 1,000,000 times over. It's a reminder that humanity isn't just surviving history. We're reaching for the stars in it. Now here's a more recent one that may shock you. In 2020, because of global lockdowns, Earth had its quietest year in recorded history. Seismologists recorded less human-made vibration than ever before. The planet literally sighed in relief. The irony? It took a pandemic for Earth to finally get a break from us. Finally, here's a fact that's uncomfortable, but true. You are currently living in history, right now, this moment. Everything happening today, from the memes to the politics to your phone addiction, will be studied, analyzed, and maybe even laughed at by future generations. You might not think your life is historic, but neither did anyone else, until suddenly it was. So here's the lingering thought I want to leave you with. History isn't just something we inherit, it's something we create every single day. And the question is, when the story of our time is told, what role will you play in it? because one day, someone will make a video about us. And the only question is, will we be the heroes or the cautionary tale?